Hello and welcome to another Raggy's beer review. So today we're going over to Marstons via Wychwood Brewery. What an absolute shame Wychwood Brewery do not exist anymore. It's sacrilege. You know, the amount of really good beers, supermarket beers, that were absolutely at the top of their game. And Marstons have destroyed the brand. Got rid of all the other beers, diluted Hobgoblin, the name, into 6 or 7 different beers now. Um, yeah, absolute travesty. So this is King Goblin anyway. Let's move away from there and see how it tastes. So this is described as an Imperial Ruby beer, a 6.6%. It is the same ABV when it was released, I think back in 2014 or maybe even 2013. I was at Sainsbury's when it was released, and I bloody had some pretty quick after. So, doff your cap to the king of beers, a ruby royal beloved by the masses. Majestic malts meet sovereign hops to create the regal flavours of sweet caramel, coffee, and roasted malts. 6.6%, Carlsberg Marstons. So here we go. Room temperature. Just bought it home. I'm cranking it open straight away. It's a Friday night. It's it's nice to have a big beer on a Friday night, and what bigger beer? Whoa. There we go. Now, what looks like an amber pour in this light. Nice bit of carbonation going off. A bit slightly off whitehead, only slightly, going off there, and there we go. I always had the impression this was slightly darker than this, but I mean, you could say it's ruby coloured, but much more bloody amber than anything. But colours, they're an odd one. So the nose, not as much on the nose as I remember it. I mean, I remember this beer. You know, it was my number one beer. I could smell Christmas fruits and all sorts of stuff. Doesn't I don't know, you know, it doesn't have that same vibe to it. I need to give it a minute, let it bed in, let the air get to it, and go from there. Yeah, that's it's an odd one. Um, I mean, the 6.6%, it doesn't feel as strong, but it says it is. So you've got to take their word for it. They're not going to put a false ABV on a bottle. You know, you get into trouble for that sort of stuff. So yeah, aroma at the moment, don't think it's the same aroma. It's been a while, you know, and I've drank a lot of different beers over the years. So you may just be the fact that I forgot. But you know, when it's a beer that is very very well remembered by me, it feels slightly off. Sweet caramel, coffee and roasted malts. I can never, ever remember King Goblin tasting of coffee. Never. Can't taste it now. Definitely can taste the sweet caramel. Definitely can taste the maltiness. It's an odd one. I'm going to need to get to get to the end of the bottle, see if it changes halfway down with the air getting to it, and it washing over my palate. Ooh. I mean, first and foremost, it's not a bad beer. You know, it still tastes okay. Just doesn't feel the same. What are Marston's doing? How can you destroy brands? How can you change brands and just not be the same beer anymore? And obviously this happens across the beer industry, doesn't it? You know, and it's a thing that puts you off the world of beer when good beers go bad, as it were, or go wrong. Pour the rest. I've got to be honest, it looks lighter than it should do to me. I don't remember it being that light. I mean, the only thing to do would watch another beer review. But I've reviewed, I did the battle the other day with Old Crafty and Old Tom. Both beers were absolutely exceptional. And that's Green King. Fucking Green King. Pardon my French. And even 1698 redeemed itself. I'm gobsmacked. Absolutely gobsmacked. My bottom's been spanked. Better aroma now. I'm not getting no coffee. Flipping coffee. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know if my taste buds have tasted so much better beers over the years, or they've reduced flavour in this beer. It doesn't seem, I can feel the ABV now, the 6.6% is kicking in. However, just doesn't feel the same, doesn't taste the same. It's not a bad beer, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad beer, it's just not the same. Flavour, aroma's not there. The aroma's not like it was years ago. There's a nice thickness to it at 6.6%. You know, you drink it at room temperature, and there is a nice thickness to it. But flavour wise, and again, it feels lacking. It doesn't. I mean, you know when a beer is your favourite beer, you know, your number one beer, and this was for years. And before I did beer reviews and into doing beer reviews for at least a couple of years, it was King. Certainly before COVID times, when I started to experience, you know, some outstanding beers. Massive thank you to the beer community as well. You know, and even though I don't really talk to anybody these days, and I really don't talk to anybody in the world of beer now. I'm battling, not demons, but battling the, you know, my own do I, don't I business, but still diddling away, still doing a few beer reviews, nowhere near it as much as I did. I've been doing one beer review a day, and that's strange from somebody who's done 7 in a day. You know, I know that's when I really didn't care shit about doing beer reviews. You know, fucking hell, I'm having a beer, I'll review it. And you know, so wow. Don't get me wrong, there is flavour there, but I'm just not getting the flavour that I remember it to be. So, you know, to anybody watching this in 2025, have you had a beer lately? Have you had King Goblin lately? Can you remember King Goblin from 10 years, you know, all the years? If you're a fan of King Goblin, have they changed it? Is it not the beer it was? Absolutely, hand on heart, and not because I try and get views or be controversial, because frankly, my dear, I don't give a shite. I really don't. I look, and if a beer review gets nice views, and I'm thinking, oh, that's nice, and if it don't, okay, obviously that beer's not interesting. But hand on heart, it doesn't feel the same beer to me. It doesn't. I'm not getting the aroma. I'm not getting the taste. I'm getting the ABV now. I can feel the ABV. Yeah, pretty decent actually. Because I'm drinking less, bloody ABVs give me a right kicking, bastards. Yeah. I always thought it was a darker shade than that as well. I might be wrong. You know, I might just be wrong, totally wrong. And if I'm wrong, I don't mind being wrong. But you know, when you're drinking something and it don't feel the same, and like I've already said, I've drank Old Tom recently. I've drank Old Crafty Hen. I drank 1698, which for the last 2 years has disappointed the hell out of me. And that redeemed itself. And this, wow, feels like an imitation. Just don't feel it. So, oof, gosh. Would I drink this again? Maybe. Maybe in a battle versus whatever beer is king beer. in the Sainsbury's, Raggy's Sainsbury's Beer Challenge. Other than that, I'm not looking for it. I can honestly say that while it still tastes decent, it does taste decent, it is not, by no means, for me, the same beer as it was that I remember. Out of 5, 4.3 out of 5. Wow, I even am disappointed. That's my review. Be very interesting to hear what the public consensus is. You know, I'm not slagging it down. I'm really disappointed. Just doesn't feel the same. Is it me? Is it the beer? If it's me, then okay. Well, yeah. Is it the beer though? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm flummoxed. Cheers.